Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and once again I'm here with Beth Appleby, and there's been some misconceptions going on, I think.
There have been.
We all know that there's a lot of homes for sale in the real estate market.
Yes.
But not only here. Galveston, Houston, League City, everywhere. There's
Dallas.
A lot of
it's
homes.
picking up in Dallas.
In Dallas too. But it's really not that bad.
No. So the numbers look scary on a small, like Bolivar Peninsula.
Right.
It looks scary, right?
I mean, when you're only 27 miles long and
it
2.5
feels
miles.
like all of it is for sale. If you look on the Zillow and it comes up with all the little houses, it's like, oh my God, the whole place is for sale. Okay.
But it's not.
But it's not. It's not. Do we have a lot of inventory? We do. One of the things we have to talk about, though, is how much of that inventory is what I call really for sale, right? Because a lot of our inventory is based on businesses.
Right.
LLCs,
short-term rentals.
Short-term rentals. The people who own 6, 7, even 10 properties down here. They're more like that's more like a commercial business type of situation. And so when they have their homes, they have a plan, a business plan, and they hold homes for a certain amount of time. And then despite what the market's doing, it's time to offload those houses. And they're going to put the sign in the yard. Well,
another thing is we're still coming off, we're past the COVID time and the buying.
We are way past.
A lot of those homes were bought either, I wouldn't say for a quick turn, but for a quick cash.
Yes.
Because, hey, I'm going to buy this home and we're going to rent
it.
Well, if they looked at the rentals, and we've talked about this, if they've looked at the rentals in that 3-year period during the pandemic, well, yeah, the numbers were up because you couldn't find a house down here.
And if they used that to build their business model,
they got in trouble. And they didn't do their research. And I was talking to one of the realtors down here, and they were talking to someone from Florida. Mm-hmm. And they had done their research and said, well, I can sell one of my Florida homes and buy 2 on Bolivar. Right. We don't get as much as they do in Florida, but the rental span is longer.
Yes.
And that's why they were talking about moving it. And so let's get back to foreclosures.
Okay, so there's some social media going around, and I think there's a realtor out of Houston and some other people that are saying, "Oh my gosh, this is all going to fall apart. We should watch the market because Bolivar is going to become all foreclosure," and they make it very drastic. So
when in reality,
we're not even close to. So I did research, right? I'm like, okay,
I was going to say, let's just talk
about it. So generally I use a lot of numbers from the Houston Association of Realtors, which is where I go to. This time I went out to realtor.com because we have properties listed here with agents that aren't part of the Association of Realtors. Right. Realtor.com pulls it all in. So they're getting it from all different associations. Not that there are many, but there are a few here that are not a part of Houston. So I wanted to see the whole picture. So when you look at Realtor.com, we only have 2.8% of all the houses and lots. So put it all together, lots and houses listed, only 2.8%.
So that's 524 to 35 homes. The rest are lots.
The rest are lots. Okay.
And I asked Beth, I said, why are lots in foreclosure?
Okay.
And tell me.
So a bunch of these lots actually were bought by an LLC with the intention of, building a community. If that didn't turn in that time frame that they needed it to, it's more beneficial for them to just let the bank take it back and move on with a different project than it is for them to sit and hold it. And so it's not the same. This is where we have to be so careful because it's not the same as you as a homeowner.
Right.
You as a homeowner, I'm as a homeowner, and I don't rent houses, and this is my personal home. I'm invested in a different way. I don't want that bank to take my house. I don't want it to go into foreclosure because that's affecting my credit and what I can do for the next 7 years, right? A business, that can happen. They can get tax write-offs. They can, change their LLC. Right. It's not affecting them the same way. So it's a business decision, not an emotional
attachment. And it comes back to what we've talked about on several shows. If you're thinking about buying, now's the time to buy, because an instance was you were talking about the home that was listed for maybe $500 or something, or sold for $5, but
it was listed for it was listed for over $7.
Right.
Then I had to work with the appraiser, right, because he was using a comp for a house that was sold for considerably less, even though it was listed. And that's because that house, those people wanted to get out.
Right.
And so they took a ridiculous offer. And we're seeing that happen. They're taking, some people, they don't want to go to foreclosure. They don't want to screw up their credit. So they're taking whatever you offer them. Not everybody's doing that, though, so you have to be careful.
Right.
But to me, it's worth a shot.
But back to the percentage, 2.8%, I think you said.
Yeah.
And I asked you before, when we were getting ready for the show, what was it like back in 2081 or 80 or 81?
I didn't go all the way back to 80 and 81. I went to 2008. Because that's what everybody remembers, right?
Right.
That's what everybody's waiting for. They're waiting for the big crash.
And what was the percentage?
10%.
10%.
We are so far from 10.
I was going to say.
We got a long way to go.
And really, the real estate market doesn't think of it being a problem until you get to that 8, 9, 10%.
Right. When you get above 7, that's when you start to worry.
Yeah. And we're a long ways from that.
We're a very long way from that. We are really still at a very healthy, from a foreclosure standpoint, we're still at a very healthy market.
Right.
So if you think you're coming in here and picking up things for pennies because of this false sense of the whole place is going to foreclose, it's not true.
The other thing is, you know, some of these houses, and Landon and I have talked about it, you know, if a bank gets a house back, they're not going to just dump it, because they can hold it. And this is my opinion, they can hold it for a year.
I think they can hold it for longer than that.
Maybe 2 years. But they can hold it for a while before they have to say, hey, we have to get this off our books. They can put it
on their books. So they can put it on their books and write it as a loss and take advantage of that for a time frame. And I'm not sure on the time frame, and I think it has a lot to do with the bank and their assets and their holdings, right? So while they're still taking that tax advantage of that loss, they're not going to just give the house away.
Right.
Right.
But there are some homes down here that you made a comment to me one time, man, they're motivated to sell because I heard.
Yes.
And so there are some of those homes down here. It's just a matter of working with your realtor, doing the homework.
And the two realtors have to talk.
Right.
Right.
You have to communicate.
You got to communicate. And so if you have a buyer's agent and you're looking at all these different houses, the buyer's agent's got to do her homework or his homework on what is the situation for this house. Is this one that I really think we can take advantage of, that we can get a really awesome deal on?
Right.
Or is this one where they're still renting it, it's still producing income every month for them? They don't
not
have to sell it.
But
they
it's
just
time.
Want to sell.
Right.
Right. It fits their time frame, and they're like, well, if we can get this price, we'll sell it. And there's definitely, you have both going on at the same time right now.
You know, when I first saw one of those videos, it was a realtor out of League City. And I can't remember his name. Oh, Galveston's in the worst position it was.
Galveston has over 1,000 houses.
Yeah, and Bolivar's right there. And you know, my first thought was, yeah, but you didn't do anything on these people wanting to pay too much for a home when the market was hot. And now at first you were talking about how hot the market is. Right. Now you're talking about how bad it is.
Look, I can tell you this,
we
have more houses under contract right now than we've had all season.
Right.
So people here on Bolivar. There are so many.
They're shopping.
They're shopping, but they are buying.
Right.
They are buying, and they are going to close. So
are
we closing as many houses? Would I like to close a few more houses? Oh my gosh, absolutely. I would love to. Everybody would. But is it not happening? No, that's not true. Houses are definitely moving.
So when it comes down to it, Do we have a lot of stock to choose from? Yes, we do.
That makes it fun.
And
Can you
pick and choose what you want to work with? Yes, you can. This is probably the best buyer's market I've ever seen since I started following it. But it all comes back to working with a local realtor that knows the area, that knows the houses, you know, what to check on, because it's different down here than a house in, and you made a comment the other day on one of the other shows talking about, well, this air conditioner is 10 years old.
Right.
We know what a 10-year-old air conditioner is going to do down here.
Right.
This roof
coming from Dallas, you think 10 years old, you still got another 10 years on that air conditioner.
But down here, because of the environment, it's different. The roof, you know, the windows and the paint, it's different down here. And working with a local realtor that knows about how long an AC should work, how long a roof typically lasts, you know, how long does a paint, if it was just painted in 2008 when it was new, it needs a new paint job now.
Needed a new
you know, and so working with a local realtor that knows some of the other realtors and will work for you and knows when you're getting a good deal. They're not going off comps, they're going off, hey, are these people motivated? Are they not motivated? Hey, I found a home here that they're motivated to sell it. Don't look at the asking price. Let's go look at it and make an offer. You know, and that's the biggest thing, is make the offers that you feel comfortable with.
Absolutely.
And
don't wait for some big foreclosure crash. It's not,
or the interest rate to go down, because you can always refinance.
You can always refinance.
Right.
And how many houses you've been watching have been staying rented this? We've had a good season.
We had a good season down here.
Good season.
You know,
so they can carry, if they did well in July, they can carry that house longer.
Right. So they're not motivated to sell it.
They're not that motivated. It's not what we're hearing.
Yeah.
It's not what some of these people out there are claiming. So come.
Do your work.
Do your work. Come. Let's buy. Let's make some deals.
Yeah.
I want to make some deals. But don't be sitting there waiting, thinking the whole thing's going to crash like 2008.
It's not going to.
It's not.
At least
that was a whole different reason. That crash was a completely different reason.
That's right. So we've got some great shows coming up over the next 3 weeks, all about the market, how to read the market. On these market reports, what is it really telling you? Because if you look strictly at that market report, you're going to be misled. So Beth, thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week with another awesome show. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye. Video equipment is sponsored by Crystal Beach Decor and More, located at 1959 Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas, and Beachy Beatnik Boutique and Jewelry, located at 970 Surfside and Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas. Thank you to these two businesses for being our 2025 video equipment sponsor for Bolivar Live.